People are petrified to bring up a racial issue, especially in the age of racial microaggressions, white privilege, and the rioting over protests in the streets over the death of George Floyd. Even cleaning up graffiti is now considered a racist act. The fear is certainly understandable when considering how systemic racism has been since the founding of the United States. Andrew Walker expressed the discomfort quite pointedly. He writes, "Racial reconciliation is a sensitive subject with which well-meaning people feel intimidated to engage. It seems at times there are too many landmines and too many unforgivable sins in the discourse. But in order for us to grow together, we must not let the headwinds of complexity discourage a steady course towards reconciliation." An exemplary individual who portrayed grace and forgiveness is none other than Nelson Mandela. In his autobiography, Long Walk to Freedom, Mandela describes how he felt after getting out of prison. "I was asked as well about the fears of whites. I knew that people expected me to harbor anger towards whites, but I had none. In prison, my anger towards whites decreased, but my hatred for the system grew. I wanted South Africa to see that I loved even my enemies while I hated the system that turned us against one another." So I'd like to share a few virtues that the great Mandela lived by and help bring an end to the apartheid in South Africa. And hopefully, as we apply these virtues in our own lives, that in solidarity, we can end racism in America. The first virtue is the golden rule: do to others what you would have them do to you. Bottom line, we must treat other people with dignity and respect. That's what Mandela did as the leader of a divided country. He called both whites and blacks to honor one another by uniting together in dignity and respect for one another's differences. Let's take one example. If you're white and you see a black or brown person being racially profiled, discriminated, or mistreated, don't remain silent. Say something. Stand up for them. It would be a great help if more people in the white community broke their silence and fought for more racial justice in our country. And I say that as an Hispanic American. I myself can do more to abide by the golden rule, and you can as well. Now, at the same time, if you're a black or brown person and you assume all white people have a blind allegiance or are unwitting agents of white supremacy, that is a gross generalization and undermines the very virtue of the golden rule. Together, let us recognize and admit the pain racism can cause, and as fellow human beings, empathize with those who are being discriminated. The second virtue is to respect yourself. You never heard Nelson Mandela apologizing for the color of his skin or where he was born. Whether you're a white, black, or brown person, don't feel sorry for your biological makeup. You are who you are because God made you that way. No one should have to apologize to another ethnic group or gender for being born a different color or gender. This leads me to the third virtue, and that is we must uphold to justice and peace. Mandela didn't rule as South Africa's first black head of state with hatred, violence, and looting, but instead Mandela upheld justice and peace for South Africans by working with the very people who devalued him as a human person. He knew that in order for his country to experience peace, he must rely on justice to prevail. James tells us, peacemakers who sow in peace will reap a harvest of righteousness. As a free society, we cannot afford to see law and order be turned into lawlessness and disorder in the name of fairness. Feeding hatred, justifying violent protests, and looting will not bring about the racial justice and unity so many of us are praying for in our country. What happened to Floyd is morally reprehensible and is wrong on so many levels. And thankfully, we received good news that the officers have been arrested and charged and will have their day in court. My friend, I encourage you to abide by the golden rule, to respect yourself, and to uphold to justice and peace. And as we do, Let us look to Jesus Christ, because He is the only person who can truly put an end to the human evil of racism and bring peace, not only in our streets, but in our hearts as well.